Hello and welcome back to the channel, to the German ASMR channel. Sport in Germany, football, the Olympics, a doping scandal, meet the Germans. It's my favorite channel, pretty much. DW Euromax. I could pretty much just watch anything on this channel. I love it. That woke me up. Did it wake my son up? No? Okay, good. Let's continue.
Are you ready for a Meet the Germans workout? Today is all about sports in Germany. So let's kick things off with the nation's all-time
Looks like a volleyball.
favorite,
Am I stupid? Why does that look like a volleyball?
Germany. So let's kick
I'm
things
trying to see the actual seams. They're like square. Have I just not played soccer or football? Football in that long?
off with the nation's
Did they change it? They used to be like hexagons.
all-time favorite, football. The German Bundesliga is a multi-billion euro industry, and its games have the
Multi-billion.
highest attendance rate in Europe. Having travelled to a lot of places around the
Wow.
world with a German in tow, I've often been amazed at how the language barrier can be broken simply with the words Bayern Munich.
What does
Football
that
came
mean?
to Germany from England,
Hold up.
broken simply with the words Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich. What is this? It's just their team. Okay. Okay. I didn't know if that was like a player or. All right, let's continue.
Munich. Football came to Germany from England, you're welcome, in the late 1800s. It wasn't an immediate hit with everyone. Some labelled it an Englische Krankheit, English disease. But soon enough, the beautiful game got a beautiful German
People get so weird about sports, you know what I mean? Like tradition, like old people, you know what I'm saying? Like new things. Imagine being like, "Oh, that sport is a disease. It's trash. They kick the ball with their feet. It's trash. It's a disease."
Englische Krankheit, English disease. But soon enough, the beautiful game got a beautiful German rulebook and a governing body. In the 1930s, the Nazis employed their common trick of using popular culture for propaganda and slapping the word Reich on the front
I just realized I was just thinking about what I just said, and I was realizing that half the people in America pretty much think that about soccer still. Okay, not half. Like 10% of annoying idiots in high school think that soccer is like lame.
Nazis got a beautiful German rulebook and a
I love soccer.
governing body. In the 1930s, the Nazis employed their common trick of using popular culture for propaganda and slapping the word Reich on the front of it. In this case, Reichsfußball. Later, the sport would be seen as part of
These stands look super interesting to me. I just can't help but notice. You have backrests. This looks very comfortable.
West Germany's economic turnaround. The 1954 World Cup winning team were seen as the embodiment of hard work, team spirit and discipline. The German men's team has now won 3 European titles and 4 World Cups. But enough about the men. Did you know that women were banned from club football in Germany until 1970? Germany was invited to attend the unofficial Women's World Cup in Taiwan in 1981. But the Football Association still hadn't bothered to make a national team. So they sent the reigning club champions from the small city of Bergisch Gladbach. Can you see what's coming? Yep, they won.
They won?
The national
Oh my
team was
God.
finally formed, and in
It's like in your guys' blood or something.
1989, they won their first official European title. But even then, because they still had amateur status, instead of prize money, the team got a set of coffee cups. Now the women's team is the second most successful in the world after the USA. Let's meet one of Germany's.
Hold up. Hold up. What did you
Now
just
the
say?
women's team is the second most successful in the world after the USA.
USA. USA, we're number one. We're number one. USA women's team is number one. That's how little people honestly pay attention to football here in the States. I didn't know that our women's team was that good.
A set of coffee cups. Now the women's team is the second most successful in the world
Some people do. Some people do, but not a lot.
after the USA. Let's meet one of Germany's
But hey.
up-and-coming talents.
Der
Go
Frauenfußball
USA.
entwickelt sich stetig weiter. Es wird viel mehr in den Frauenfußball investiert. Fußball ist überall in Deutschland. Man sieht überall Kids auf dem Fußballplatz. Es ist für mich eine Ehre, den Adler auf der Brust zu tragen, Länderspiele fürs ganze Land machen zu dürfen. Und ich glaube, das ist auch das Ziel jeder anderen Fußballerin.
It's sort of funny. I think of football being an American. You really associate soccer a lot more with like Hispanic culture. If you go to like a soccer field, it's either mostly, honestly, it's either like teams of kids playing, or it's like if it's adults, they're usually like Hispanic because that's just a big part of their culture. So that's what I associate it with. But it's just funny how it's really just that's just because there's a lot of Hispanic people in America. There's not a lot of Germans. You guys need to come here, and you guys can like have like Mexico versus Germany matches. You know, that'd be cool. I'd definitely show up to the park for that.
Just as important as the players are the fans. German clubs even have a rule that members must be the majority stakeholders. It's about time we gave some different sports a look in. Other popular spectator sports in Germany include handball, ice hockey, ski jumping and biathlon. Leistungssport,
What was
handball,
that?
ice hockey, ski jumping and
You guys play ice hockey?
biathlon.
What is this? I want to play this. Is that a crossbow?
Leistungssport, performance sport, is all about, well, performance. There's a focus on regular training and on winning. Breitensport, mass sport, is more about keeping fit and having fun. Whew. So how do Germans like to get their sweat on?
Ich spiele Basketball.
Nur Fahrradfahren.
Basketball.
Nur Fußball hauptsächlich.
Fußball.
Basketball.
Ich mache gerne Fußball, Rollschuh und Basketball. Und Inliner.
Ich mache sehr viel Acro-Yoga, also ein bisschen Akrobatik und Yoga gemixt.
Jetzt mache ich hier an den Geräten ein paar Übungen für den Rücken, für den Bauch und für den Po.
Ich bin Tennisspieler.
Wir hupen. Ich habe
I love ping pong. Did this
Für
ping
den
pong
Bauch
table
und für den Po.
pause? This ping pong table has rounded corners. Is that why would that? Is that how they are in Germany?
Ich bin Tennisspieler.
Wir hupen. Ich
No
habe das
shot.
heute erst angefangen. Die beiden bringen mir das bei.
Around a third of
There are some ladies that do this here in the U.S. too. You'll just see them. Usually there's not three though, because it's not very common. Usually it's just like one out there in the park, going ham with her
all
hula hoop.
Germans are members of a Sportverein or sports club, which organises training, competitions and social events. The concept can be traced back to the 19th century and this guy, Friedrich Ludwig Jahn, better known as Turnvater Jahn, the father of gymnastics. He invented new equipment like the horse and the beam, and he believed that physical fitness could inspire
He invented the beam. This is a beam. And that is my invention. It is a beam.
nationalism, pride and unity among German youth in French-occupied Prussia.
You walk across it, it is this big. And you walk across it and you do things on it. That is my invention. It's the beam.
And how active are young Germans today? I was actually pretty surprised at how few
Beautiful
extracurricular sports
pool.
are offered at schools. And there aren't many competitions between schools either. The World Health Organization actually says that 88% of girls and 80% of boys get too little physical activity here. Right now,
Then why aren't you guys fatter than us? Why are we so fat here in the U.S.? We probably get even less. There's probably even less. Nobody does physical. Actually, it's not true. People do play sports here. It's very much though like you're either an athletic like sports type person or you're not. And most people are not here in the US. Like they just don't do any type of working out, athletics. But then the people who do a lot of it.
we're at the Deutsche Sporthochschule, aka Sporho in Cologne. It's Europe's largest sports
Hey, how many of you guys know Simon Lizotte? Big disc golf fans out there? Anybody?
university with
Huge disc golf fan right here. Simon Lizotte. What's your best player?
some 6,000 students from
One of the best players in the world. Okay, I'm going to stop.
Sporho in Cologne. It's Europe's largest sports university with some 6,000 students from around 60 countries. It also has a legendary entrance exam where applicants have to pass physical tests in 19 out of 20 disciplines, including diving, in order to get in. Germany has hosted the Summer Olympics twice. Unfortunately, neither is a happy memory. The first was in 1936 in Berlin, now known as the Nazi Olympics. And the second was in 1972 in Munich, when 11 Israeli athletes and coaches and a German police officer were killed by members of a Palestinian terrorist group.
Oh my God, I remember that. I remember reading about this, like, not when it happened, obviously. I made it seem like I was not alive, But
Israeli athletes and coaches and a German police officer were killed by members of a Palestinian terrorist group.
just that photo there, it's so creepy. My God, what a horrible thing.
Interestingly, even after the end of World War II, East and West Germany still competed together in several Olympic Games. But once East Germany started sending its own teams, the ruling SED party decided to use sport to boost its popularity at home and its reputation abroad. From 1968 to 1988, East Germany took home more than twice as many Olympic medals as West Germany, despite having less than a third of the number of inhabitants.
Wow.
Apart from with hard
What's the dealio with that?
training and talent scouting,
How did they do it?
Yeah, thank you.
Doping. To
Oh,
be specific, with one of
I was like, wow, they must really have just that kind of attitude, like they're going to win. They must have super strong work ethic.
if not the biggest state-sponsored doping programs in sporting history.
They might have that too, but doping helps.
An incredible 10 to 15,000 athletes, mostly underage, are thought to have been doped by coaches and team doctors from the mid-60s onwards. A lot of them were unaware of the doping. The use of anabolic steroids and growth hormones meant some female athletes developed male characteristics. Many athletes would later suffer from depression, eating disorders, and premature death. Germany tends to rank in the top
What do you mean premature death?
from depression, eating disorders, and premature death.
That's
Germany
wild.
tends to rank in the top
I bet it's nothing compared to what Russia has been doing for years, though, behind the scenes.
10 on the medals table in the Summer Olympics. Some top disciplines are canoeing, rowing, and equestrian events. However, the
That was cool. They
Summer
had
Olympics,
flags on
some
their
top
paddles.
disciplines are canoeing, rowing,
Look at that right there. Maybe every country has that, but that's pretty cool.
and
I just gotta
equestrian
say.
events. However, the Winter Olympics are where Germany really shines. In
Oh, that's
2022
cool.
in Beijing, Germany came second in the medals table after Norway. It excelled in sports like bobsled, luge, and skeleton.
I've always just wondered, like, where do you go? Hey, I want to help out. You know, I want to be a luger. I want to be a bobsledder. Me. I want to do that. Where do I go to do that? Like, certainly not here in Indiana. There's too much corn. There's no hills. But, like, seriously, I don't know where. How do you get into that?
The country also has a great track record in ski jumping and cross-country skiing. Germany does, after all, have its fair share of snow in the alpine regions, and it boasts 4 of the world's 17 international competition ice runs. So what do you think of Germany's sporting performance? And have you got any German sporting heroes? Leave us a comment.
Simon Lizotte. Absolutely, Simon Lizotte. If you don't know him, go look up him throwing a disc 600 feet. That was interesting. I didn't know you guys liked winter sports so much. That's pretty cool. I'm a little bit of a snowboarder myself. Very little bit. But somebody tell me where I can go to get in one of these sleds.
What do you think of Germany's sporting performance? In have its fair a great track record.
Like bobsled? What am I doing? Where do I go? I want to go do this. I want to do that. I want this to be my job. Okay, how do I do that? I'll compete for USA. I'll come to Germany. I'll get a citizenship there and compete there. I just want to do this. This looks fun. So someone let me know where to sign up. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you again tomorrow. Have a fantastic day, guys, and goodbye.